Guyana is known as the land of many waters, and I think sometimes persons may take that for granted.
This is the most important commodity in one's life.
CReW project is geared at assisting the countries within the wider Caribbean region to address matters relating to water and wastewater. In Guyana, we are looking at 4 major projects under CReW. One is the establishment of a national electronic database.
The database is currently in development, but I think we made a very good start. The data captured in application represents 3 main areas, which are the surface water, groundwater, and wastewater. One of the main issues and the driving force behind developing this database was that there were a lot of data being collected and being managed and manipulated and so forth, whereas it wasn't done in a central manner where you can have things like reporting, trend analysis, graphs and charts and various reports that would be coming out of it. So we realized that, putting it into this manner in a software database, that would be ideal. We never actually had something like this in place to this level, and moving to the future, I see that this can be something that will be very impactful, not just to GWIB, but then other agencies can tap in and share information between agencies so that, we don't have like silos going on and you have a very interconnected system.
For Linden, we are looking at improving the water supply infrastructure within the town of Linden. And the focus under that project is non-revenue waters.
Non-revenue water, which is known as NRW, it's an aspect of the water measurement here in Linden. What has happened is that we've had recorded a very high percentage in the 60% average range as it relates to NRW. So imagine what you're producing, almost 60% is not accounted for. So we have gathered a team that is currently on the ground and have started work. And of course, I can tell you, we have begun to see major results. We have seen an increase in level of service immediately. Of course, there's an increase in metering because if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. On top of that, there is a buy-in by residents, by customers, because now they're made more knowledgeable and they have a greater understanding of what is and how they can contribute to ensure that there is sustainability and of course there is conservation. We have this adage that says water is life, save it. It is now becoming more real to the customer because of the interaction through the NRW project.
The GEF project is aimed at implementing recommendation under the GEF Watershed Master Plan. So there are a number of activities within that plan that will be implemented under the CReW project.
There was a concern that if you're going to have most of the water collected for the western side of Linden from this creek, then how do we ensure the sustainability of the supply? So what we decided to do, based on consultation with GWI and other stakeholders, is that the best way to protect the quality of the water and ensure sustainability of the supply is to come up with a watershed management plan. A plan to enable us to manage the resource. Like, where does the water come from? How do you protect the water? What activities are currently going on within the watershed? And in the long term, what activities we need to put in place or secure to make sure that the quality of the water, the quantity of the water within the creek remains constant. The greatest thing that CReW is doing for us in this project is the funding, because the watershed management plan was developed about 5 years ago, and it was kind of hanging around waiting for engagement, funding, and participation. So CReW gave us the opportunity to implement the plan and have a model for other watersheds within Linden, Guyana.
CReW project wastewater component is going to be executed in Kokwani. Kwakwani has a centralized wastewater treatment system that has been in a state of disrepair for several years.
The scope of the project, it includes rehabilitation of 7 main septic tanks, and we're also clearing blockages. We're also repairing damaged collection chambers and rodding of the lines and rehabilitating completely the sewer system in Kwakwani. So we've done a condition assessment of the entire system, and initially there was no map of the Kwakwani sewer system, so a team came in and we mapped the system, so we can now provide the local utility Inc. with a map showing them where their chambers are, so if there is a blockage they can easily identify where the blockages are and easily clear those blockages. The community is integrally involved in the project. The project, it provides employment for persons in the community, so we have their buy-in of the project. Also, they understand the implications and the health hazards associated with exposure to untreated wastewater, so they're happy to help us solve this problem. The local Democratic Council has provided the contractor with equipment and machinery to assist in speeding up the repairs of the tanks. So once the project is done, we anticipate that there will be a reduced reported cases of sickness related to exposure to wastewater.
Guyana, as a country, we are signed on to the SDGs, and therefore it is our responsibility to ensure that we reach these targets that are set out. While government of Guyana is working and inputting huge sums to improve the lives and livelihood of people, this project brings some support in terms of financial and technical support to assist us as a country in reaching these SDGs.